Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Hope everybody is doing well and enjoying their Shabbat. My name is Prince Tehila. Um, First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High um, for his continual blessing and for him giving us life, waking us up this morning, laying us down this evening, and of course, with his will, that we'll get up to. I want to give due respect to Chief Prince Tsippor, and ask the Most High to continue to bless him and guide, shield, and protect him. I want to also give respect to Prince Natael ben Prince Tsippor ben Zevulun. Ask the Most High to continue to guide, shield, and protect him. To give respect to Prince Natael ben Levi, and ask the Most High to guide, shield, and protect him as well. And to give respect to Prince Yehiel ben Tsippor ben Zevulun, my husband, for his leadership in our house, and ask the Most High to guide, shield, and protect him as well. Ask the Most High to continue to bless all of us, those who know themselves and those who don't. And I'm going to start with Psalms 92. Hallelujah. It is a good thing to give thanks unto Yah and sing praises unto thy name, O Most High, to show forth thy loving kindness in the morning and thy faithfulness every night. Upon an instrument of 10 strings and upon a psaltery, upon with a sound. For thou, O Yah, hast made me glad through thy work. I will triumph in the works of thy hands. O Yah, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A man knoweth not, do a fool kindness. When the wicked spring as the grass, when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, O Yah, art most high forevermore. For thou thy enemies, O Yah, for though thine enemies shall perish, all the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of an wild ox. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. My eyes shall see my desire of my enemies, and my ear shall hear the desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like a palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of Yah shall flourish in the coast of our gods. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing, to show that he is upright. He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness in him. Hallelujah. We're going to go to Psalms 125. Hallelujah. They that trust in you shall be as Mount Zion, which cannot be removed, but abideth forever. As the mountains are round about Jerusalem, so Yah is round about his people, from henceforth even forever. For the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hands unto iniquity. Do good, O Yah, unto those that be good, and to them that are upright in your hearts. As such as turn aside unto their crooked ways, Yah shall lead them forth the work of iniquity, but peace shall be upon Israel. Hallelujah. Let's go to Deuteronomy 6, verse 4. Hallelujah. Hear, O Israel, Yah our God, Yah is one. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I commanded thee this day shall be in thy heart. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children. And thou shalt talk to them when thou sittest in thy house, when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the post of thy house and on thy gates. And it shall be, when the Lord thy God shall have brought forth thee, which we swear unto our fathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, and to Yaakov, to give thee great and goodly cities which thou buildest not. The house is full of all gods and idolatries which thou plantest not, when thou hast eaten and be full. Then beware lest thou forget the Lord, which brought forth thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt fear Yah thy God and serve him, and shalt swear by his name. Ye shall not go after the gods and the gods of the people which are round about you. For Yah thou God is a jealous God amongst you. Lest the anger of thy God be kindled against thee, and destroy from off the face of the earth. Hallelujah. So that Yah for all things and everything that you have done us. We continue to ask you for all of your blessing and your praises, oh Yah. I sit here today and ask you if you can continue to God shield and protect this household, God shield and protect Israel from Shema Israel and all the other congregations that are observing your name. I ask that you continue to keep us as a positive forefront, oh Yah. I ask that you be with those who are sick. I ask that you be with those who are ailing. I ask you to be with those who are elderly. I ask you to be with my grandmother, Emma Sarah, and continue to shield, God, and protect her. Keep her strong, keep her wise, keep her healthy. I ask that you be with Princess Ava's mother, Laura Garrick, and continue to keep her strong, build her up, bring back her health and her wittiness so that she can continue to enjoy her family. I ask that you be with those who are not able to be around us and those who are off and cannot observe you the way that you need to be observed, whether they are locked up or whether any other type of situation that they are in. And I ask that they continue to keep you in the forefront and God shield and protect them, oh Yah. Give them the mentality that you are king, that you are there for them, oh Yah. I ask that you be with my parents. I ask that you be with my mother and continue to give her strength. I ask that you be with my father and continue to give him strength. I ask that you be with those who I consider as my parents, oh yeah, my aunts, my uncles, and continue to give them and strength and keep on the right path, oh yeah. I ask you to be with my children as they travel each and every day, oh yeah. And I pray that you continue to watch over them and bring them safely, oh yeah. Hallelujah. Amen. Shalom, everyone. Um, I'm Princess Tehila, and I hope everyone is enjoying their Shabbat right now. And I'm just going to get straight into my lesson for tonight. Um, my lesson for tonight is what is a promise? And with me coming up with this topic, it's just observing a lot of things, observing a lot of different people, and with reading the Tanakh and seeing a lot of different words, and when you look them up and things of that nature, and you just start to dig a little deeper into what exactly is a promise and how strong are our words and our forthright actions, with people that we interact with and things like that. So a promise. A promise is a declaration or assurance that one will do a particular thing or that a particular thing will happen. A promise can also be a pledge, a contract, a vow, a swear, or a guarantee. A promise can be used as a noun. It could be used as a verb. So that's why when I started out using the word as an action, your actions can also come forth as a promise, or promising something to someone. So the reason I chose this is because sometimes us as people, as humans, we use these actions and we say these words very loosely, and we don't really understand how they affect people or how strong a promise can be. So in our daily lives, we as parents, we have children, and as wives, we have husbands, and husbands, we have wives. And they always have that saying, well, you can't tell your children anything too far in advance, because if it don't happen, you're gonna hurt their feelings. Things of that nature. You use these words, I'm gonna take you, I'm gonna do it, and things of that nature, and you don't understand that just simple as I'm going to do this for you, and then you turn around and you don't do it, can cause um, issues in your life, and your business. I do own a business, and if I was to say, which I've done before, yes, I'll have those glasses for you on this day. I'll meet you there, and then things happen, or your schedule gets a little crazy, and I'm just like, sorry, I couldn't make it. But what's your schedule tomorrow? Oh, I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm going on a trip. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And just from saying those words of I got you and I'm going to do this and I promise, or things of that nature, you can mess up a lot of relationships, and mess up a lot of trust and things of that nature. So, like we used to say back in the day, I mean, I said it, but a lot of my word is bond. You say people, that's my word. A lot of people are banking on you because you told them this is what it is. So just going to Proverbs 30. So in Proverbs 30, I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm just going to touch on what really got my eye in reference to the word promise, and how strong it was with us as people. We banked on the Most High's signs and the Most High's promises and the Most High's words, right? And we just knew that we were secure. So let's try to channel that same energy. So Proverbs 30, verse 1, and it says, the words of Agor, the son of Yahweh, the burden, the man saith unto Ithiel and Ukal, surely I am a brutish, unlike a man, I have not the understanding of a man, and I have not learned wisdom, that I have the knowledge of the Holy One. Who hath ascended up into the heaven and descended? Who hath gathered the wind in his fist? Who hath bound the waters in his garments? Who hath established all of the ends of the earth? What is his name? Who is his children? You know him. Every word of Yah is tried, and he is a shield unto him. He is a shield unto them that take refuge in him. Add thou not unto his words, lest he reprimand thee. And so verses 5 and 6 really what really developed this lesson, right? The beginning was just kind of a prelude of basically that we are just human, right? We are just as brutish. We're animal like. We're reckless sometimes. We make mistakes, right? So, but none of us have done anything that the Most High has done, and He has gave us generational promises and continue in the Tanakh of what He would if we did this and if we did that. And we've always found ways to, not do those things. But when you go to verse 5 and it says, every word of God is tried, every word is true. Another translation, because I have about 3 translations here, it says, every word of Yah is pure, and He is a shield unto them that trust Him. Add thou not unto His words, lest He reprove thee, and you be found a liar. You make a promise to somebody and you do it, you are now officially on someone's list, right? We've been there before. Now, I'm not comparing us and our words to the Most High's word. Let's not, do that. But we are made in the likeness of Him. We are the anointed. We are built and groomed to be this righteous people. So our words are very um inspiring. Our words are very powerful, very strong, right? Our words are very uplifting. We are a light. We're the Israelites, right? So we are a people. So we have to be very, very we have to consider what we say to people and how we say it, and if we're coming forthright with a promise or forthright with our actions of being such a people, we have to really bring it, because if you're not, you will be found as a fraud. You will be a liar. And to be a liar and a fraud is like the lowest, because then no one can trust you. No one's gonna look at you. No one's gonna believe anything that you say. So, these two verses, I just try to reflect it into us in a human form, and basically saying, right, and basically saying that you have to be the message that you bring in the song that you sing, right? So, um, it just meant a lot for me to dig a little deeper into the Tanakh of all the things that we've did. So I know a lot of our the parents of my Shabbat school kids are probably like, oh, this is where I gave the kids an assignment, right? And my kids are from ages of 4 or 5 to 9 ish. And we did a lesson 2 weeks ago because I was brewing this lesson, and I asked them what a promise is and what they felt what they thought or knew what a promise was. And when you listen to children, you do get a lot of insight on they're very straightforward. And so, um with that, I gave a lesson too. To I gave them a list of names of men in the Tanakh, and to jot down what those blessings were that the Most High gave them, and the people signs were that the Most High gave to them to show them that you are my anointed people. You know what I mean? You are blessed. What are these signs? What are these promises that the Most High gave them? So those lessons are due tomorrow. Thank you. I hope I see those. So saying all that is to say, over and over and over in the book, the Most High has promised us things. And so when the Most High promised us to be to be his firstborn son, to be his shining light, to be the leader, right? He also reprimanded us as well. He also protects us, because he knows our potential. So that's not just the words of the Tanakh. That's not the words of the Old Testament. That should be something that we continuously live by. That should be something that we use in our everyday life, that we should use at work, at school, even in the camp. If there's, certain procedures and orders and everything, we all have to be this certain fixture in showing our righteousness and showing that we are a light, right? So in our relationships, right, we have promises. In your marriages, you have promises that you made. A lot of times people do vows or acknowledgments, and you look for those promises. You look towards, as a wife, you look to your husband to uphold things, right? And you'll fight for those things. It's just the same thing on being a mother or a father. You're looking for, your child is looking to you for those promises that you made, or those actions that you're giving to take care of them. When you birth a child, I'm gonna take care of you. This is my princess. This is my that. You are putting it out there to this child that you will be there and do anything necessary, right? So why can't we have that same fight for the Most High's laws, for the Most High's commandments, and to stand by what we were ordained to be, right? Why aren't we fighting for that? Why is it so easy for us to just not look at those promises as something you were ordained and born to do? So when you go to Isaiah 55:11, Isaiah 55:11, it says, "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void. It shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the things where I sent it." So the first part of this verse is, you know, the word that I put out, my promises, my curses, my ordinances, my whatever it is that I put out, it will be. That's what it is. It's this is what I'm saying. This is how it's going to get done, right? It's not going to come back void, because regardless of what this person is doing or that person is doing, that person is doing, this person right here in the middle, they're listening and it's done. You know, it's like they say, is the remnant, right? Whether those words prosper in the song going forth in the remnant properly, or well, those words are going to go forth with that person who decides not to do it, and you know what, you're going to get cut off. The Most High's word is still going to not come back void, because you will be cut off. Those promises, it just means so much when you read into it that you get scared. You know, like you really it instills the fear in you that you want to be that light. So saying all this to say is that, what are we doing? Are we considering that we are the light? We are the anointed people. We are the ordained people. We are his firstborn, and we are continuously putting forth things that we are not accomplishing. We are putting forth things that we are not executing properly. And one thing that it was like a professor had said to me once, it was, you know, we have to learn to listen. We have to learn to listen. We have to learn to understand. We have to learn to acknowledge and regroup. And then from there, you're allowed to speak. So basically, if you can't listen, then you can't speak. Right? And I know that might sound a little harsh, but if you can't take heed to these words that were given to us, and you can't do these words that are given to us, you can't speak. I hope everybody understands how I'm saying it. But it's basically, with saying that, it's just, we all have to know our purposes first. What this promise that was given to us is something that the Most High has repeated all throughout this book. And we read it, but you're not really applying it, right? So in the last part of this verse, when it says, "And it shall prosper in the things to where I sent it," like I said, the Most High's words are so great. His promises are so great that regardless if I sent you a blessing or if I sent you a curse, I'm going to promise you that that's going to happen if you don't oblige to those laws and those things that I've said. Or you will get these if you oblige by those laws and those things that I've said. So let's sit back, even on a human level, and how we discuss things amongst people, each other small people, big people, children, adults. We have to consider how we speak to people, because things that come forth out of our mouths, you cannot take it back. Prince Nat says this in his teachings a lot. Like, sometimes when you put words out there, it's like throwing ripped up pieces of paper in the wind. And you can't get all of those pieces of paper back, right? You can try to catch here and there or whatever it is. You can't get them back. So we have to start considering those words and those promising actions that we put out to people, because not only are you damaging that person, you're damaging your character, and you're blocking your blessings at the same time, because whatever you put forth, to a certain extent, you got to do. You know what I mean? So you can't just talk the talk and not walk the walk. You know what I mean? And you have to just be very, very, very careful with even just the littlest things that we say to each other. Because it's just really crucial. I just want to go to Deuteronomy 28, and we know Deuteronomy 28, of course, is the blessings and the curses that the Most High set upon us. And if you go to verse 15, anywhere in the Tanakh where it says, "And this shall come to pass," you already know that's like, how you see the movies when Pharaoh says, "So let it be written, so let it be done." That's the type of thing. It's just kind of like, this is what I said, right? This is what's going to happen. So it says, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all of these commandments and the statutes which I have commanded thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." Again, the promise is he's putting it out there, but then when you use the word overtake, that's a verb, that's an action word. So it's basically that: do my laws, do my commandments, and you can have all of these blessings. You're promised to be blessed. You're promised to have this. Do not do this, and you will not have this, and you will not have that. You will be cursed when you go in the city and in the field. Those things are happening now. Your children shall not be yours. Those are all things that's happening now. And we sit here and we sit back and we pray and we pray, but your prayer goes forth in vain if you're not applying yourself to being the best you that you can be. You get what I'm saying? So we have to understand why these promises are so crucial in our development of being an Israelite. Y'all don't understand when people see your fringes, or when you go to work and you got to take off certain days and they're asking you why, and you tell them, they're enlightened. They want to know more. Who are you? What's going on? You're not Jewish? Wait a minute. And they want to know more. And the more that you tell them and the way that you move, they're going to watch it. They're going to say, "Oh, wait, do you eat that? You don't eat that? Do you do this? Oh, your skirt a little shorter today." They're going to watch that. You have to be that that song that you sing. You know what I mean? You have to walk that walk. And the promises put upon us will be with us and will be with our children and will continue to follow us. And we have to understand the power that we have. We have to understand the words that we use and the actions that we put forth. So, with saying all that, the reason that this lesson, like I said, meant so much to me is so that we can understand the power of a promise and the power of our words. And I'm not comparing our words to the Most High's words, because we can't touch them on any level. But since we are made in the likeness of Him, let's put forth that light which was anointed upon us. Let's, as Israelites, be those powerful beings that we were possessed to be. Be those inspiring beings that was the talent that was put upon us. But sometimes we could come off very reckless, and we need to know how powerful our words and our actions are. Let's remember that the Most High has set us up to be great. Let's consider, let's observe, let's read, let's reread, let's evaluate, and then we react, so that we're always pleasing the Most High and His promises are not in vain. And all of the things that our forefathers, signs that our forefathers was given, was not done and set on a people who are just blind and don't want to see. And that's pretty much the word I wanted to get across today. I got a bunch of papers here, but once you get up here, it sounds. I just hope that I didn't again mislead anyone, and I that everyone just consider, and I'm saying to myself as well. I have told in plenty of times or two that I don't know how to talk to people. So this is a lesson that definitely I'm telling myself. And we're all a work in progress. I say this all the time that I'm a work in progress. So that's and I hope everybody have a good Shabbat.